hell is good old MTR talking about? Well, I just uploaded something to my Instagram that I wanted to be able to go over. Now, these are real people at a real wedding exchanging real wedding vows. Pay attention to what happens during said vow exchange.
For better.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For rich.
Are you mad? Because I am. I'm mad about inflation. I'm mad about how the government has spent our money. I'm mad.
Richer.
For richer.
Vow exchange.
For better.
For better.
For worse.
For worse.
For richer.
For richer.
For poor.
For poorer.
She was okay with the for poorer thing. Yeah. You know, in fact, to be honest with you, some of the weddings I've been to in recent times, even at the poorer stuff, they pause for a second, like, wait, for poorer? Why? Right? I don't want to be poor, but it's banters, it's jokes. It's kind of funny, but not really, okay? Because these are real people's lives, you know, but we still need to acknowledge that it was meant to be a joke, all right?
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. Bria made it very clear to Jonathan, you cannot be broke. In sickness.
In sickness.
All right, so MTR is not feeling, you can see his face at the corner. He's not feeling that you cannot be broke part, right? Again, MTR, if you've been to a few weddings in recent times, this moment is not really that much of a big deal, okay? The key thing you need to pay attention to is that woman showed up to the wedding. She wants to marry him. He's getting married. He's actually getting married, as opposed to a lot of talk on the internet. That's a big deal. That it takes a lot to get into that space. Okay, there's a lot in real life, not on social media. When you and I as content creators turn on the camera, right, and we start talking, there's a lot more that has happened before people say they want to get married. Particularly why it hurts so bad when people file divorce or they have a whole life and they have to go their separate ways. These are the same reasons. But I need to spell this out for you and many of your over 500,000 followers, probably, that they are actual real life. They're really getting married. That's a big deal, right? So that banter right there cannot carry too much weight. You can't. There's no way it's going to carry that much weight. Much larger than the fact that in reality, these people are getting married right now. Right, but I see where you're going there, right? Because in reality, also we're seeing people calling quits seemingly too early. To you and I, it seems too early, but we don't get to dictate what's too early for people. I want you to be aware that these are people's real lives too. Okay, some of them actually get deleted in the process of the worst case scenario, which is what you tend to pay attention to. I try to pay attention to the best case scenario, but hey, we're having a conversation, we might as well just have it, right? Okay, so if you look at MTR's face corner right there, he's like, are you kidding me? All right, so let's go. There's more to this.
And in health.
And in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
You want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
All right, there was clearly a jump cut there. Let's go back. There's jump cuts everywhere, right? We don't know if she actually said it or not. We just don't know. Okay, and we might never know because this is probably going to go much more viral than we realize. How many views does this have right now? This has about 70,000 views already. Probably much more because he picked this up from TikTok somewhere, right? Jump cut as in like they cut out the part where she actually eventually said it, right? Maybe she never said it. The bottom line is that they're getting married, right? And I think it's a big deal that she didn't say it too. I do think that. But I do think that MTR is overreacting, and you will see what I'm saying as time goes on. Okay? Let's go back.
We did talk about that in counseling. Cherish.
Cherish.
And to obey.
That's a jump cut. Another jump cut. She said another jump cut. We didn't talk about that. Well, let's just assume that it wasn't a jump cut. Let's assume that she never said it. Okay? So that we can actually address the issue. Let's assume she never said it, right?
We did talk about that in counseling.
The pastor was like, we did talk about that in counseling. What do you mean? They're all laughing. Why are they laughing? Was it funny? No, it wasn't just because it was funny. It was a wedding. MTR, it was a wedding. They were at a wedding. There's a certain vibe and ambience that you experience at a wedding. Whenever you are at a wedding, when you're not at the actual wedding, you won't experience that. You might think this is all a joke and they're just joking about it and this is another modern time stupid stuff. No, but I think a big part of that is that they were at the wedding, right? And the guy is very happy to be marrying this young lady. It's obvious. He wasn't just laughing because it was a simp. No. MTR, no. He was getting married because he was getting married to a person that he's really thinking in this moment he's going to be with her for the rest of his life. Okay? And yes, you're right. We do know that there's a 50% or thereabout chance that they won't be together for a lifetime. I know, that's a big deal. It's clearly a big deal to you. We'll talk about it, right? But there are ways to mitigate that, right? Outside of all the methods that you will probably prescribe in these 3 videos we are reacting to today, right? I'll promise you that overreacting to this type of stuff or overreacting to emotional issues, period, you're not going to last, regardless of, even if a lady never, even if she says, I'm going to obey, I'm going to pour her, and she says everything the proper way, right? And I guarantee you, I keep telling you, it's good people, both men and women, that end up in divorce court all the time. Not just people that got it right the way you think they should get it right. But what am I talking about? You're like, wait, he hasn't said anything yet. Again, just pay attention. We're going to keep watching this, okay?
Yes, we did. So you want me to repeat that again? You want to just keep going?
I think we can keep going.
All right.
Now
The pastor was laughing. I don't think they just kept going. I think she actually said it, right? But maybe I'm wrong. Let's assume she never said it. The pastor allowed it. He allowed it. They kept moving forward with the weddings, the marriage ceremony.
I'm gonna go over this one more time again because I want you guys to be on the same page with me for this entire discussion. Let's watch again.
To love, cherish, and to obey.
We didn't talk about that one in counseling.
We did talk about that in counseling. Yes, we did.
Yes,
So
we
you want me to
did.
repeat that again?
Hold up, before she answers no to the repeat, my G. This is something that you talked about with her into count.
See what Ms. Concordia has to offer.
All right.
Check out the new Henry Science Center.
Let's let that play out for MTR so you can get paid. He already got paid. 30 seconds. Let's go. All right. Hold on 1 second. Before I continue, let me, pardon my manners really quickly. Let me say hello to one of my people. Design Image Architectural Services. Patricia, that's you, I'm correct? I think I'm correct. Good to see you. How you doing? Toby said that poorer could have been reflex. Yes, could have been reflex. Could have been so many things beyond. Oh, this woman just plans to go in there and destroy his life. Okay. Nah, it's not that simple. Again, there's an attempt on all sides. Okay, not just women, men, the elderly and the young. Okay, to oversimplify and generalize these issues, and it won't work. We need to spell everything out. Hey D, good to see you. Roro, good to see you. All right, so you're gonna see more of that as MTR continues here. Shout out to all 17 of you watching me. Please step it up. Give me my 6-7 likes right now. Thank you. Donate your likes really quickly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's continue. Yeah, hold on a second. Turn on the audio.
That you talked about with her into counseling. No to the repeat, my G. This is something that you talked about with her into counseling. Actually, let me talk to the pastor real quick. This is something that you guys talked about within marriage counseling. You obviously identified that it was a particular problem. And apparently she was able to leave the room and he was able to relieve the room without a resolution to this particular problem. Or at the point of wedding vow, she has now backed out on the verbal contract that she had made with this man prior as an officiator of the wedding, I would have been like, I don't feel comfortable officiating this anymore. But I know that you're getting paid at the end of the day. So why do you care? Now, while I say all this, do understand that most of my smoke is not for the pastor. Most of my smoke is
He just suggested that the pastor is getting paid anyway, so he doesn't care, right? He doesn't care about saying the right things to them or properly counseling them. Yeah, let's continue. You know, and then he's talking about what you discuss in premarital counseling, the vows and stuff like that. I think most people know what the vow says. Okay, most people can literally Google the vow. In fact, these days people had on their own part of the vows to make it sound romantic and all of that, blah blah blah, right? They do that. Okay, again, the vows is not something you overreact to. In fact, one of the major things you should learn in premarital counseling, MTR and his followers, is not overreacting. Understanding that overreaction is their actions you're responsible for, and you can actually create the reality that you fear the most. You will actually attract what you fear the most, directly or indirectly. These are some of the biggest things you should learn in premarital counseling. Not the words in the vows that were made for you by white people, MTR, right? Last time I checked, the word obey and submission is not even part of Yoruba language. Oh, you're not Yoruba person, don't worry. Somehow I think I see a little bit of African in there somewhere. Okay, but I don't know what you would claim, but it doesn't matter. Okay, bottom line is that those vows were made up for you to, it's a ceremony. Okay, the bigger deal starts when you're actually inside of the wedding, right? And I think it's a big deal that these two young people already made it to the altar. I think what they were doing is celebrating that fact. That's why they're laughing, not laughing at the quote unquote joke, but it's just a fun ambience. It's beautiful. Have you ever been to a wedding before? Usually, no matter how cheap it is, it's a beautiful thing to see. This is why people go for it all the time. Even there are some people that go for it and care about it more than the marriage itself. But I can't judge them because they can't really know what's inside of marriage until they're inside of it, right? But let's continue.
actually for the young man. Mind you laughing about this right now, but
He's not laughing about that. He was laughing because he's at his own wedding. MTR, I know you didn't pick that up. I know.
but she's the exact same personality type that you should never reward with marriage. You, my friend, are about to marry a tyrant. This is someone that is for.
How do you know that she's a tyrant? How do you know her personality from one word or one moment? There is no one moment in life, okay? Just like I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. MTR, I've watched a few of your videos. It seems like there's a lot of... You see how it's difficult for me to say anything? So I don't really know you personally, right? So I have my own reservations. I have my own, what I feel about the, kind of energy that you shoot out. But I still have to be reserved and be respectful and not assume that I know you like that, right? I think the same grace can be accorded to this young lady because she made it to the altar to want to marry a fine young man. In this case, it wasn't you. You're 38 years old. You're not married, right? And it hasn't been you. But I guess somehow you become an authority once you have 500,000 followers, and you can teach a bunch of young men what not to do. Not necessarily what to do, but what not to do. That's interesting, but this was a wedding. That's why it's laughing, not because of this small banter. Okay.
You, my friend, are about to marry a tyrant. This is someone that is forever going to...
He said a tyrant. You are about to marry a tyrant. You're about to marry a tyrant. Interesting.
Be an arguer. They will forever be a disagreeer. These are the type of strong, independent queens are forever contrarians. They always say no or think of a way to say no before that they say yes. But here you are, ready to give your life to this woman on your wedding day. And on your wedding day, she questions.
We used 5 AI-driven scaling.
All right. Oh, a lot of cap, lots of cap already.
Stop the cap.
All right, let me get rid of the ad real quick.
Obey in front of a pastor. On your wedding day, she questions the word obey in front of a pastor in a church where it's written in the Bible.
If Jesus can't save these fools, why are you trying? What make you think you greater than Jesus?
But I'm not done yet. But let's proceed.
All right, that's funny. Now, here's the thing, okay? I'm gonna address this real quickly. Let me first of all say, no, it is not okay to not say obey or submit or read the vows. Usually, that's already presented to you before you actually get to the wedding, okay? They actually show you what's in the before, right? So that tells me even more so that it's probably just a very clean banter, all in the spirit of a wedding. They're laughing, they're kiki. She probably said it before they said, yes, we can move forward, right? And you can see the pastor that was laughing too. So it's absolutely ridiculous to assume what happened at that wedding just off of a small clip, you know. Well, let me come to the chat really quickly before we continue, because it's going to get more interesting. I do think that, ladies, you need to say the words in the... So that's the issue here. I'm digging a little bit deeper behind the scenes. Yes, I will be making some assumptions here just off of the energy that I get off of our MTR, okay? I will be making assumptions, okay? But my assumptions, I will explain them. And again, I will still be respectful because I don't really know him like that, but he's being consistent in this type of rhetoric, okay? Let's see here. Why so triggered on top of somebody else's marriage? These are the issues. Seems like small banter to me is reaching. Yeah, there's a lot of reach there. He's probably single. He's 38 and single. I don't know if he's ever been married though. I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it. Reward with marriage care. Rewarding with marriage. Some of the languages are designed to try to oversimplify and generalize, okay? So, but we're talking about literally tens of thousands of people listening to it, so we need to address them and spell them out, and then, you know, we can't let it pass all the time, okay? As much as we get to it. How did I know he wasn't married? Roro, you will know now. You can hear it, okay? They might even say you're assuming, but no, you can hear it. You can hear that there's lack of experience. Yes, even at the age of 38, yeah. It's really not that deep. No, I don't think it's that deep either. They had a discussion about these vows, and both of them knew her stance on that part. About honor. If they did, they wouldn't be saying it. I think it was just a small banter moment. I think they do it with the poorer. They also do it with the it's a banter, it's moment of banter, okay? But why would you take it so seriously? Like, well, this is somebody's life. No, it's not that deep. You need to drink water, take a cold shower, and sleep over what I'm saying to you right now. It's not that deep. They do it with the poorer. Women, a lot of women do it with the poorer. Think they will like kiki, and they say yes, poorer. Some of them will say it under their breath. It's not that deep. It's a wedding. They made it to their wedding. They are getting married. It's a big deal already. And they already have intentions, if not already acting it. A person who made it to a wedding is already submitting. Pay attention to the actions. That's submission in real time. That's obedience in real time, if it's really about the word obedience. Okay? As opposed to the words, right? The rest of it is ceremonial. It's called a ceremony for a reason. Okay?